Happy day students, welcome to San Academy Pallikaranai. So today we are going to see an interesting grammar topic. The name of the topic is direct speech and indirect speech. Indirect speech is also known as reported speech children. Now let us start. There are two ways of reporting what somebody says. First is direct speech, the other one indirect speech or reported speech. A speaker's word can be reported in two ways, children. One is direct speech, the other one is indirect speech. What is meant by direct speech? The exact words of speaker, a person who is speaking. For example, the teacher said to Rajesh, "You have a bright future." Indirect speech, what the speaker has said without using the exact words. The teacher told Rajesh that he had a bright future. Now let us see the introduction. We may often be required to report what we have heard elsewhere. There are two ways of reporting what another person has said. We can quote or reproduce the actual words by the speaker. Let us see examples. Kamali said, "I am going to school now." Mona said, "We shall have done our work." Now, you should note, children, two of the most commonly used reporting verbs are said and told. When we need to mention to whom something is said, we use told. When we either do not know or do not want to mention to whom something has been said, we use. Now, the reproduction of the exact words of the speaker is called direct speech. We may also give an account of what another person has said. In other words, when the meaning of a speech is conveyed in the reporter's words, it is called indirect speech. When we use direct speech in our writing, children, you should note these points. The exact words spoken must be put inside speech marks. The first spoken word must have a capital letter. When a new speaker begins, we must start a new line. Now let us start with the direct speech. Now as I told you, in direct speech, we use the speaker's own words. In text, we put speech marks around the words spoken. Speech marks are also called as inverted commas. Direct speech, saying exactly what someone has said, is called direct speech, sometimes called as quoted speech. Here, what a person says appears within the quotation marks and should be word for word. For example, "I am going to the cinema," he said. He said, "I am playing." She said, "I shall paint." Now, here I've given you some more examples, children. "I have caught 3 fish. The train will leave in 10 minutes. I'm a clever girl. I know this type of angle. I love ice cream." Indirect speech, children. Now, indirect speech or reported speech, it reports what the speaker said without using the exact words. When we report what another person has said, we usually do not use the speaker's exact words. That is direct speech, but reported speech. Therefore, you need to learn how to transform direct speech into indirect speech, that is to reported speech. Now, you need to know, children, in reporting speech, first you need to understand the tense usually changes. The word order and also the pronouns may be different from those in the original sentence. Certain rules are applied when one is changing direct speech to indirect speech. So in indirect speech, we report what was said. We sometimes need to change pronouns. We don't use speech marks in indirect speech. Now, example, the first sentence is in direct speech. He said, "I am playing." "I am playing" is given in the quotation marks. He said that he was playing. Now here you can see a change. there is no quotation marks used in indirect speech. Let us now see a few examples uh, in direct speech and indirect speech. Paul said, I am feeling ill. You can see here in this sentence, we have used the quotation marks and a comma. Whereas in indirect speech, we cannot see any quotation marks over here, and we can see that that is added in this sentence, and also there is a change in pronoun. Whereas the first sentence it is given as I, whereas in the second sentence we have used as he. So next is the change in tense. Am has become was. So Paul said that he was feeling ill. Now, how the direct speech and reported speech changes when we talk about the tense. Now, simple present to the simple past. When a sentence in simple present tense and it is in direct speech, Meera said, I go to school. Now, the same sentence, when we want to change to reported speech into simple past tense, the sentence will be like this. Meera said that she went to school. The next one, simple past tense in direct speech. They said, we went at work. Now, the same sentence when we want to change to indirect speech to past by using the past perfect tense, they said that they had gone at work. Now, we can see the direct speech in present continuous tense children. Meera said, I am going to school. The same sentence which we want to change to past continuous to reported speech, Meera said that she was going to school. Now, the direct speech goes like this when we talk about the present perfect tense. They said, we have finished the work. Now, here the reported speech talks about they said that they had finished the. Now, let us see some more examples with past perfect to past perfect. He said, I hadn't gone there. He said, he hadn't gone there. Now, next is future tense, that is will. Kaya said, I'll come on Monday. Now, when we want to change to reported speech by using the conditional, that is would, Kaya said that she would come on Monday. Now, these are now we will see the imperative sentences, children, how we are going to. So, what is meant by imperative sentences? Imperative sentences are like, when we talk, when we give any advice, when we say like please, when you order. Okay, so imperative sentences, reporting verb is changed into when you ask something, when you advise to someone, or when you request to someone. So tense here remains the same, children. There won't be any change in the tense. The verb is put in the infinitive to. So first sentence, I said take your seat. I asked him to take his seat. Clear, children? Is exclamatory sentence. Okay. In exclamatory sentences, reporting verb is changed into exclaimed with joy, sorrow, anger, surprise, etc. So here we are going to use that. He said, how beautiful a place. He exclaimed with joy that it was a very beautiful place. Okay, I hope you have understood the topic perfectly, children. Thank you, children.